People want a fair tax system. They recognise that paying tax in Australia allows us to have the quality of life that we have. It allows us to have the services that we have. And don't be conned by Senator Canavan that taxes simply come to Canberra. Taxes are paying Medicare. They're providing funds for aged care so that our elderly can actually live in dignity. They're providing a world-class medical system here in Australia. We've heard so much from the Labor government over the last 108 days about the failures of the Liberal National government. Everything's their fault. They've inherited a total mess, worse than they possibly thought. They didn't create any of these challenges, but they're going to fix it, which is great. You can't say that and at the same time stand by bad policy when it comes to stage 3 tax cuts, where in a cost of living crisis, we're going to give the wealthiest Australians, yes, some people on lower wages will get some tax back, but if you're a registered nurse on $72,000 a year, you'll have an extra $681 in your pocket. If you're a politician here, like Senator Canavan, on $211,000, you're getting $9,000 back. I don't see the fairness in that. And I think Australians at this time would recognise that this is not the way that we want to go. This is not how we should be spending our money, given the challenges that we face. We hear from the Labor government that they can't afford to increase shared paid parental leave. That has consensus coming out of their Jobs and Skills Summit. There simply isn't the money. Well, here's $243 billion that we're going to give back mostly to wealthy Australians, mostly to men, rather than actually spending it on things that Australians want. Actually spending on addressing the crises that we face. The cost of living crisis. We've got people here in Canberra who we're now calling the working homeless. That is shameful for a country like Australia, to be still considering these tax cuts when so many people are doing it tough. And the Labor government should be ashamed of this decision. It is unconscionable to stand by this when you're the new government, to stand by bad policy that may have been justifiable years ago when it was legislated. Sure, there may have been an argument for it. A lot has happened since then. We had bushfires. We've had a 2-year global pandemic. We've had geopolitical conflict, Russia invading Ukraine, energy prices going through the roof, rising inflation, cost of living pressures putting so many everyday Australians under strain. And the Labor government wants to give $243 billion to mostly the most wealthy Australians, mostly men. It's frankly ridiculous, and the pressure's only going to mount. I'd urge you to use your political capital. We hear a lot about how popular the new Labor government is. Use that. Be decisive. This is not going away. This is going to come into effect just before the next election. Be really interested to see how that plays out, given how tough so many Australians are doing.